Today, I want to talk about social media marketing because I know for many entrepreneurs, this can be somewhat of a daunting part of our business. So I want to talk into different ways that you can effectively market yourself and your services and your business online. So the first one is, of course, knowing your audience. Who is your avatar? So it's really important that we identify our audience. And many businesses, entrepreneurs make the mistake of trying to target everyone, right? We want to market to everybody because we feel like, you know what, I can help everyone with what I do. And that's, yes, in theory, that's great. But overall, it doesn't work because when we're trying to talk to everyone, we talk to no one. So it's really important that the first thing is who exactly is our person? Who's our people that we want to connect with? And that comes with really identifying and getting clear with who your avatar is, really understanding this person inside and out, even to the point of naming them. So when you're writing your content and you're posting whatever you want to share with them that day, you can talk specifically to that person. So naming that person is a great way to have to really focus your content on that exact avatar, because there's going to be other people out there like that person that you're envisioning and that you're naming and that you're talking specifically to. And ways we can do that is really getting clear on who is that. Are they a male or a female? And if so, after that point, you even dive deeper into that. For example, if they're female, are they married, right? Are they wives? Are they moms? If they're moms, can you hone in even more? Are they moms of toddlers? If you want to talk specifically to toddler moms, are they empty nesters where their kids are now off to college or their kids are grown? Really getting specific on who that person is and what their lifestyle is, what their family life is. Are you faith-based? If so, are you talking to a specific type of faith-based person or into a specific faith where community? And where do they like to shop? Do they like to travel? Right? What are their likes? What are their dislikes? What are their hobbies? Because when your brand is an extension of you, so when you talk about things about your lifestyle, you're going to start attracting people that have similar likes to you. What are their values? Because if your values differ from their values, your messaging is not going to land. So you want to make sure that you're clear on all of these different aspects of this person, of your avatar, so you can talk more into those specific things to attract that specific person. So you want to make sure that you're doing your research, you're compiling your data, you're understanding who they are and what their lifestyle is like. And you do this by doing some market research. And you can do this many ways. You can actually put a poll or a survey out on social media. If you have an email list, you can poll and survey them as well. So you can learn about what their challenges are, more about what their needs are, the problem that they're talking into, right? The words that they're using when they're describing the problem that they have, the solution that they're wanting. What is the vision that they want for their life on the other side of the problem that they have? And you can do market research. You can actually even talk to people. You can offer a consultation with them and say, I'm creating content and I want to serve you better. And I'm doing some market research. I would love to, I have my calendars open for 10 people. I just want to connect. I just want to ask you some questions about what the problem is that you're going through or your biggest challenge you're having right now. And just to dive deeper in that. If you're willing to do that, you can offer them a coaching session, or you can even offer them, say, a gift card or something in exchange for their time. But people want to help you. So don't be afraid to ask. You're going to get further if you're willing to ask for that information. But also polls and surveys are great ways to find this out. Then second thing you want to do is you want to define your goals. And the way that I'm actually doing a goal setting workshop on January 25th at 4 p.m. So we'll drop the link in here if you want to join us, and we'll have more of these workshops throughout the year, because I really am a believer on keeping track of our goals and having that accountability and that support system around us achieving our goals. But for your social media content, you want to have goals set up for what that looks like. What kind of wins do you want your audience to receive? And create laying out specific goals for yourself. So what I do is I help my clients with SMART goals, which stands for specific, getting really specific in order to measure and meet your goals. So it's really important that you're clear and you have a clear understanding of what your goals are, because we can't get to where we want to go if we don't know where we're going. So you want to make sure that if you're a solopreneur, you're super clear on what your goals are, so you have direction on getting there. And if you have a team, that they understand what your goals are as well, so that you're collaboratively working together toward those goals. And you want to make sure that they're measurable. So for both, whether you're a solo entrepreneur or you have a team, you want to make sure that you're measuring, you have a way of measuring where you're at every step of the way. So you can see, are we on track to meeting our goals? Are we exceeding our goals? Or are we behind on our goals? And if we're behind, what do we need to do in order to get back on track, right? Where's the gap of us getting to complete the goals? You want to make sure they're achievable. All goals should be within your reach. They get to be stretchy, where they're stretching you a little bit out of your comfort zone, and you can get excited over them, but you also have to make sure that they're realistic and not unreasonable. If they're unreasonable and your brain can't wrap your head around them, itself around them, then you're going to just set yourself up for failure and you're never going to achieve them. So you want to make sure that they're a little stretchy, a little uncomfortable, so you can grow in, take that next step and grow inside of your business, but also make sure that they're achievable. You want to also make sure that they're relevant. So your social media marketing goals should be moving toward your business's larger objectives. So make sure that they are relevant, they match your goals. If you're putting out content or you're doing events or you're marketing things that aren't aligned with your goals, then it's going to fall flat. It's not going to work. And also you want to make sure that they're timely. Make sure that you have a timeline or a deadline around those specific goals. So if you have a goal set for 3 months, then make sure that you are marking that so you can keep track. And then you can also reverse engineer the steps that you get to take in order to achieve those goals within that specific timeline. So you want to make sure that you have a timeline so you can keep, so it's measurable, so you can see where you are, to make sure that you're tracking your goals, you're on track for your goals, and or if you're exceeding your goals, or if you're falling short on them. Okay. The third thing is you want to make sure that you are allocating your resources wisely. So if you're doing this on your own, if you're a solo entrepreneur and maybe you don't have the money to be bringing in support around your social media management, then you want to make sure that you are really effectively managing your time in order to get your social media out there consistently. So we're going to talk more about the number of platforms, but I'll touch on that now. For example, don't be taking on too much, right? Don't be putting yourself in a state of overwhelm outside the gate. So make sure that whatever resources you have, that you're allocating, like time is a resource. So if you are doing this on your own, make sure that you're allocating your time wisely and as efficiently as possible, managing your social media so it's not becoming overwhelming. What if you are able to allocate money resources into bringing someone in to support you in this, then I suggest you do, because the sooner that you can hand off things that you don't need to work with or work on, or maybe aren't really in your wheelhouse, if this is not your wheelhouse, then this is would be a smart place to be allocating your money resources. When it comes to the platforms that you're on, so number 4, when it comes to the platforms you're on, if you are a solo entrepreneur, you do not need to be everywhere at once. The more places you are on social media, the better. However, that being said, you also get to manage what works for you and your time wisely, as we just mentioned, we talked about. So make sure that if you're starting out, it's okay to just be on one platform. There's plenty of entrepreneurs who are crushing it and highly successful, bringing in not only 6 figures, but multiple millions on just one platform. And the same can happen for you. So do what works for you and don't worry about what other people are doing, because the comparisonitis of, oh my gosh, this person who's in my space is everywhere, that doesn't work for me. then it's okay. Focus on that one platform. Just make sure that one platform that you're focusing on has your ideal client on it. When you are growing and if you're in the scaling process, then it's a great time to start adding other platforms in. And you can do this two ways. You can start using a software that schedules your posts and it can post to multiple different platforms. And you can also bring in hire help, like we already talked about, like start building your team, bring in a support system, a VA or a social media manager that can do this for you, where they can get you on all the platforms. And that being said, we're going to talk about branding, but keep your branding consistent across the boards. So let's talk about branding now. Actually, if we're moving into multiple platforms, make sure that your branding is consistent across all of those platforms. For example, your profile picture should be consistent or look the same across the multiple platforms that you're going to be on. That is a great way for people to recognize you. You're highly recognizable. They don't have to wonder, because those profile pictures are small, especially on the phones. They don't have to wonder if it's you. If it's consistent across the multiple platforms, then they're automatically going to know that, oh my gosh, yes, this is this person. Because sometimes on different social media platforms, we can't have the same name. We don't show up the same way across the different platforms. So for example, I'm Heidi Schock on Facebook. I'm Heidi Schock Coaching on Instagram. However, my profile pictures are very consistent. I have two that I work with. So across the social media platforms, they're going to be very, very similar, and it's very easy for people to know, okay, that is her. Also, your branding, make sure your branding awareness also comes along with your voice. So if you are scaling and you're bringing in someone, say like a copywriter, make sure they're very familiar with your brand voice. And it does take a little time for someone to learn that. So give them a little grace. Make sure you're looking at the content before it's being posted to make sure that it's aligning with your brand, that it's sharing your brand voice. Also, you know, your who you are, sharing stories, right? Your brand is an extension of you. So just making sure that the content that you're putting out is aligned with your brand. You also want to be posting consistently. Consistency is key in any part of your business. So, but when I say consistently, make sure that it also works for you. There's many of us that post every day. I'm one of those people, but it took me a while to get there. I didn't do that out of the gate. I now have support. I have a team that supports me in getting that content out there. And I couldn't do that if I was working by myself. If I was doing this all alone, which I have in the past, I might be going live once a week or posting once a week or posting 3 times a week, whatever works for me. I might be staggering my posts, maybe doing 1 reel a week, 1 written post a week, and then 1 live stream a week. That would work for me if I was doing this alone, because my live stream, I could go live on around my written post, right? And then I could create a reel around my live that may have been a little longer, right? It may have been like a longer training, and then I can create a 30-second reel based on that live stream that I did. And that's a really simple way to get 3 pieces of content out on a weekly basis as a solopreneur. You can also use those scheduling platforms that can schedule your posts. So that can give you get you a little bit ahead of posting content as a solopreneur. When you're scaling, then you can get more ahead of the game and have someone handling the marketing for you. Let's talk about batching too when it comes to posting consistently. Batching is a great way to get a lot of content done in a specific amount of time. So for example, when I was putting a lot of reels out there at once, I was doing 20 reels in a matter of 2 hours. So I would have someone film me while we did the reels. We'd come up with the music or the content, and we would film the reels. And then when we would go back at a later time and edit them, and then start posting them. So that gave me about a month of reels that I was filming in just 2 hours. And I could change my top. I would change my top every 3 or 4 reels that I did. So I didn't change it every reel. So it looked like I was creating different reels at different times, but it literally was just 2 hours of my time that I blocked off my calendar, and I was able to record those reels. And then we could go back later and edit them. And there's editing softwares that could get you, get that done pretty quickly for you as well. So that's a simplified way of making sure that you're posting consistently. That being said, quality over quantity. You don't need to be posting 7 times a day, right? You can literally post 1 time a day across all the platforms and you're done. And you can pre-schedule that, like I shared. So that makes it really, really easy for you to get that content posted. And it looks like you're showing up all the time. However, you're not running the rat race and on that hamster wheel of constantly trying to come up with content. And you can use the same content across multiple platforms. And you can also be writing, if you're a blog writer, you can write blogs around your social media posts, and you can also write your emails around your social media posts. So you don't have to try and reinvent the wheel for every single platform that you're on. Keep the content consistent, make this easy on yourself, less stress is what the aim is for, right? And then when you're posting out there on social media, you want to make sure that you're interacting with your followers. So when people engage with you, engage back, right? And this is an important piece of building that connection and building that relationship. People want to work with people that they feel connected to, that they're in relationship with. So you want to make sure that you're just not posting and forget it. You like set it and forget it. You want to get in there and you're making a point to engage with the people who are engaging with you. If they're engaging on your content, no matter how they're engaging, whether it's an emoji or they're dropping a like, or they are, asking a question, make sure you're getting in there and engaging with them. That's also going to help you with the algorithm around that social media platform. So that way you can, the Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform you're on, they're going to be pushing out content when they see engagement happening. And you can help yourself with that. You can help Facebook and Instagram see you by making sure that you're engaging back with your followers and your audience. Okay. I want to talk into maintaining professionalism. So make sure that when you post on social media, you're always representing your business. So there's things that we want to share about us personally, but also remember, if you're building a business online, you want to make sure you're posting appropriate things that match and align with your business and that match and align with your audience. And when you bring in a team or a social media manager, make sure that that it's understood what is aligned with your posting. So you can put together a social media policy or something like guidelines, expectations and guidelines. So clear understanding and expectations of what to post. If you have someone else engaging, then making sure that they understand appropriate ways that you would be engaging. I do suggest that you're doing the engaging, but I understand as people are scaling, they may have people, their managers engaging for them, and with a clear understanding of what's appropriate and what's your voice in engaging. Also, how to respond to negative posts. If someone posts a negative comment, what is your policy on responding to that, right? And make sure that the people that you bring in, your team that you bring in, or your person that you bring in understands that policy as well. You want to make sure that they're aligned with what you want happening on your social media. Make sure that you're following all the rules of that specific platform. Different platforms have different rules. Make sure that you are following them. And if you bring someone on, that they understand them and know them. And if you have somebody that is using inside of your social media, then make sure that you have certain security protocols put in place. Really, really important, so that you are protected, because again, this is your business. So you want to make sure that whoever's in there, you're protected against any shutdowns happening. Okay. The next thing I want to talk into is, we talked about quality over quantity, which is meaning you don't have to be everywhere all the time, and you don't need to be posting 7 times a day. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is make sure that you're taking time and you're spending time measuring your results. This is a key part of growing your social media and building your audience. Make sure you're taking time to look at your metrics. What's working? What's not working? Are you posting when your audience is actually most active? There's ways to know that inside of your social media platform. So make sure you're checking your metrics from time to time, because your audience could be shifting the time that they're on social media, and you want to make sure that you're posting during that time. Also, is your message landing? Right? What are the responses you're getting? Did one social media post outdo another one? Right? Did that one land much better? Did you have more engagement on a social media piece of content that you put out there more than another one? If you did, look at that. What was it? Maybe your hook was what grabbed them. Maybe the content was the same, similar, but the hook was different, and that's what drew them in. Do you have certain calls to action that are landing more than others, right? You always want to have a call to action on your social media content. So let's talk about the 3 things you want to have when you're posting on social media, no matter what it is that you're posting, no matter whether you're going live, no matter whether you're posting a reel, no matter whether you are posting a written post. You want to make sure that you have a hook, something that's going to stop the scroll, something that's going to grab your ideal client's attention to make them go, "Oh, I got to join her on her live stream, because this is exactly the problem that I was just having yesterday, and I want to learn those 3 steps to, creating better content on my social media platform, or growing my audience, or closing more clients, whatever that is." So make sure you have a hook that's going to entice them to stop the scroll and read your piece of content, listen to your piece of content, or join you live to learn those 3 steps. Make sure that your body is relevant to the hook, right? We don't want to just put a hook out there and mislead our audience. We don't want to have a bait and switch. That doesn't work, because you want to be gaining trust of your audience so that they continue coming and joining you for your content and following you and moving through your funnel to work with you. So make sure that the content that you're providing inside of what your promise was, when in your title or your hook of your content, of your messaging, matches that. And then you always want to have a call to action. Oh, let's go back to the body real quick. In the body of your content, get to the point. Don't drag it out. Whenever you go live, don't say, "I'm going to wait a few more minutes for more people to hop on." The people that are there deserve the respect of them. They jumped right in, so they deserve to get what they came for. So I jump off live streams if I hear that, because I'm like, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm listening, but I'm not good enough. It was what you're basically, when we say that to our audience, we're telling them that you're not good enough. I need more people to even get started. So no matter what, just get to the point, deliver what you promised in that hook that you got them to get there, and get them moving and taking action, which now leads me to the call to action piece. You should always have a call to action in your messaging, whether it's a reel, whether it's a piece of written content, whether it's a live stream, whether it's a challenge, whatever you're doing, have a call to action. Ask your people to take the next step. They need your guidance. So you get to tell them what to do next. If you have a deeper dive into what they can take next from that one piece of content they're consuming in the moment, then direct them on how to get that. Whether it's free, whether it's paid, whatever it is, direct them, drop them a link. Okay, if you want more of this, go grab my free training, or my training that I did around this for just, $27, whatever that is, or join my free challenge that I have. I have a 5-day challenge coming up that we're going to go deeper into this topic, and invite them to to drop an emoji, or share. If I was just talking about the problem people solve, that online entrepreneurs solve, the problem that their audience has, and their solution, right? What's the problem you solve? And I said, drop the problem that you solve in here. You never know who has that problem, and you may just end up connecting with someone today and getting a client. So that was my give. And it was also my invitation to get engagement going inside that post. So make sure you have a call to action, whatever that is. That being said, it doesn't always need to be selling. Nobody wants to always be sold to. So make sure you're providing value. If you have a free Facebook group, invite them into the free Facebook group to get more of you or more opportunities to have trainings with you. So just make sure that you always have a call to action in your messaging, whatever that looks like on social media. There should never be a post without some type of call to action. And it could just be share with me your reaction below, or share, has this ever happened to you before? Right? Drop yes in the comments if you've ever felt this way, So that's how simple it can be. I invite you to take action on the steps that I shared with you today. If you're feeling that, you're in 2024, we are now in about week 3, entering week 4 of 2024. We're starting a new month in the next 7 days. And so I really wanted to take this opportunity to offer a free workshop around crushing your goals in 2024, because there are such a high percentage of people drop their goals within the first 3 weeks of January, every single year. And so I'm on a mission to help us to drop that number, to decrease that percentage. So if this is you, where you feel like you've been a little stagnant in your goals, they're kind of stalled, you're not moving through them, you're not making progress as well as you would like to, then I'm going to invite you into joining me for the Crushing Your Goals 2024 workshop. You can go to HeidiSchockCoaching.com/goal. Again, that's HeidiSchockCoaching.com/goal. We'll also have it in the show notes for you to click on. It's a free workshop. You do need to register to attend because it's going to be in a Zoom. I'm inviting everybody to join me on Zoom. It's just going to be an hour session. You're going to get some amazing templates to create your vision and create your goals. And we're also going to have templates where you get to reverse engineer your goals for the entire year backwards, that you get, so you know exactly what you're doing month to month on a monthly basis to make sure that you not only achieve your goals for 2024, but you crush them in 2024. And we talk into all things goals: your family, your business, your relationships, your finances, because everything revolves around you and your vision. So the most successful people have multiple goals they're working on in all areas of their life to create their best balanced life that they've always dreamed of. So this goal setting session is not just around your business, it's also around your finances, your relationships, your business, and your health and wellness, around all of that, because that's what we should be working on as a whole. Not to overwhelm you, we make this super, super simple, break it down super, super simply in this 1-hour workshop. So I hope you'll join me. Thank you for joining me today on the Be S.H.E podcast. And I will see you on the next session or the next episode. In the meantime, be seen, be heard, be empowered, and have an incredible day. And go crush it with your social media marketing.